up? What's up, Brother Johann?
Hey.
Peace ba muna? Okay. I have a question for you. Why God created woman?
Woman. Why God created woman?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good question. While females or women or girls exist, the purpose for why God created woman is answers that we can find in the book of Genesis. When you go to Genesis chapter 2, which is the chapter that explains Adam's responsibility, the very first command, mankind, the cultivated or the pinnacle creation or what God has done, especially mankind, is that we also come to the topic or to the extent of the story where we see that Adam, who is the very first man who tread down here on earth, was that he named all animals. Basically, the fowls of the air, the beasts of the earth, and even the fish of the sea, and of course, the insects as well. But when it really comes to a creature or to a being that is similar to Adam, there was no comparable helper to him. And that is why God saw that. And when God saw that, the Lord God put Adam into a deep sleep. And then in the process of doing so, the Lord did some sort of like, how do I say this? Like the very first kind of, autopsy by taking out the rib, of a person. And from that rib, the Lord God made, in this miraculous, scientific, and the sovereign power, He made woman. And that's why when Adam woke up, the Lord God presented this woman to Adam. And she was called Eve. And basically, she was the bones of the bones and the flesh of the flesh of Adam himself. Adam said that it's because this is the kind of being or creature that God made that is almost the same as He is. Not like any other kind of animal, but the kind of person who is actually like Him. That is called woman. And the woman was created to basically be the suitable helper or the comparable helper for Adam. Because an animal, although it can help mankind, but the kind of help or aid or the assistance or the support, that they can lend is not something sufficient. And only the woman is made for that. So the woman plays the role as the supporter, while the man carries the role as the carry. The woman would play as the assistant. The man carries as the head. So basically, they need each other. They help together. They assist one another. They basically further advance, God's will and God's kingdom in their lives. And that is why a woman was created. So basically, a woman was not there for her to be bullied, for her to be discriminated, for her to be looked down, inferior, weak, dramatic, and all that kind of stuff. And the original intent of God's purpose for why God created woman, is for them to help each other. Especially, in the coming verses, we see that God also blessed both man and woman. The blessing called marriage, where romance, sex, procreation, and of course, romantic love takes place. There's no mention or any kind of commandment from God where who is better? Is it man or woman? Now, who is inferior or superior? Is it girl or boy? No. Everyone is created. The two genders that God created to be equal, to be united, to be harmonious, to be allies, to be supporter, and to be the carrier, and of course, to love one another. And that is why in 1 Corinthians 11, it already says there specifically that although, woman was created for man, but let us also remember that man cannot stand alone. without having the woman to be there. A man cannot become independent. Neither a woman cannot be independent as well, but they need each other. They depend one another. They are basically equal in God's sight, not in the sight of the world, where one could be better over the other. And that is why God made him.
Alright, thank you so much.